Two Notes have released an update to Genome version 1.5, and I'm going to check it all out in this video. There's timestamps for everything below if you want to skip ahead. Also, just want to mention right from the start that this is provided by Two Notes. They're not paying me for this video, but I was given early access to the software to check it out, or to the update to the software. So it is what you would call a sponsored video. Now, Genome version 1.5. These are the new things. Very bass focused. We've got the 400, which is based on a Mesa Boogie 400 Plus amplifier. We've got the Bass Ultra pedal, which is based on a Dark Ass Electronics pedal. We have the bass chorus, analog bass chorus, which is based on an Electro-Harmonix chorus. So I'm going to check some of this stuff out. Timestamps for everything below. On bass and on guitar. Just disclaimer and warning, I am a guitar player who's going to be playing bass, so, you know, just see how I go. So to begin with anyway, I'm going to be using this. My rather lovely Justin Meldal Johnson signature Mustang bass by Fender. There's a full video for it up here. Now that goes via the red cable straight into my Peterson Strobostomp Etsy tuner, which is always on the desk, and from there straight into the DI input on my Audient ID44 interface, and then straight into my iMac and Logic. Now, if you may be unfamiliar with some of the terms when it comes to interfaces, things like DI inputs or line level, mic level, instrument level, all that sort of stuff, and it may be a little bit confusing. I did a video which you can watch up here, and I link to it in the description below as well, which may or may not help. All right, now if I turn this stuff off, this is just a direct signal. My bass is going via the interface straight into Logic. The flat ones too, just so you know, and I'm a guitar player, and it sounds like this. Now, if I turn this on, and cabinet-wise, I don't know if this is new or not, but this is the Mesa Boogie Standard Powerhouse 1000, which I just think is cool. That's why I'm using it for now. I might use different speakers later on, but so 1x15 and a 4x10 in one cabinet for bass. So, okay, same thing now with it on, sounds like this. Let's quickly check out the, what's on here. So you've got two channels. You switch the channel via this little switch here. You've got input 1 and input 2. They both have the same controls, but they're voiced slightly different. Input 2 is definitely a bit more distorted sounding. So you've got gain with a bright switch, volume and master. Now I believe because it's a tube amp, so this is kind of like your pre and post. So by boosting the volume, you actually get a bit of sort of power amp distortion going on here as well. The master volume is sort of a clean volume. And you've got treble with a shift, bass with a shift, and mids. And you've got the same on both. You also have this little power amp switch. It's part of the TSM amplifiers. So you could technically turn a power amp off. Oh, yeah, like that. And then use the TSM power amp to try different tubes for the power amp section. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to use the built-in power amp, so you can see the master control goes away when you do that. You also have this 7-band EQ up the top here with an on and off switch. If it's sort of lit up, it's on. If it's darkened, it's off. So let's just try. It comes default on input 2, everything at 5, the EQ all in the middle. Let's just see what the difference between channel 1 or input 1 and input 2 is. So this is input 2, and it sounds a little like this. Now if I go to input 1, now you can really tell when let's go about 8 on the drive. Now if I go to input 2, there's definitely more gain there. So let's crank it. And if I go to input 1, crank it. Definitely more gain in input 2. Let's go back to input 1. Let's find a cleanish sort of sound. Now, actually, the other thing I wanted to show So you turn this down, you turn the master up. Now if you crank the volume, it will add a bit of power amp distortion to the sound. So you can kind of get different sort of sounds. So by having this low and that high, it's a slightly different drive. And if you have both of them up, and then we got to turn the master down, then you get even more distortion. So with a pick, for example, so there's a lot of gain there. So if we crank that, now if I do the same thing on channel 2, it's a bit more gain. Versus it's about the same volume. So there's definitely more gain there. Now let's check out, let's go back up, let's maybe clean it up a little bit, but I do like that sort of slightly driven sounds. Let's check out the bright switch. Subtle, but there's definitely more top end there. Now let's check out the treble. To me, these controls are fairly subtle. I mean, there's definitely treble that goes, but it doesn't get super spiky when you turn it up. To me, it's a sort of darker sounding amp. And then if you do the shift, it sort of sounds almost a little bit scooped. I quite like it here, actually. Quite like that sort of sound. See, it's already, because of that volume is up a bit, it's a bit driven. But to me, it has that cool sort of lo-fi kind of, when you mute it. Now let's check out the bass. Again, quite subtle to me. But if we turn it up a bit, now the shift switch. pick again. So again, it sort of has a kind of, it's sort of maybe more mids than bass. It sort of scoops it a little bit. And then speaking of mids, let's crank the mids. So to me personally, I quite like the treble up a bit, the bass up a bit, and the mid sort of in the middle. Now, let's quickly check out the EQ, because the EQ up here is quite powerful. So by pushing these up, you actually add more gain as well. So if you, for example, crank the mids a bit, let's crank them. There's quite a bit of gain that it sort of adds to, and by adding a bit of that bottom end, it gets super fat and kind of super distorted. I mean, that's a sort of almost sub-frequencies there. So if we maybe turn some of this down a little bit, and again, that's sort of muted. Quite like that sound. I think it's quite a nice, it's a sort of vintagey sort of sound. I'm guessing to make it more modern, maybe get rid of some of the mids. And I guess use a pick, maybe, I don't know. But double clicking on these, they go back into the center position. So I don't know, there are quite a lot of sounds on there. If you go back to this channel now, I mean, we've cranked all the gain. If we now actually push maybe the mids and lower mids a bit, you get a really distorted sound. You get... It's a great sound. I mean, it gets a bit loud maybe. That's the amp. You can also let's quickly let's do what I usually do with my guitar amps too. Let's add a second. Oh no, it's not amplifier cabinet. Let's add a second cabinet. Let's go bass. So we've got a 15 and 4 10s and a 1 speaker. So let's go. I don't know. Let's go like a 2x12. What about standard Powerhouse Mezzo Boogie 2x12? Ho ho ho! And it adds a lot of bottom end. Actually, it's completely unrelated, or not unrelated, but let's add, what about the boost? Just I mean, there's some cool sounds in it. So, I mean, I could go on for a while because there's tons more to it, but that's the 400. Let's just turn it off for a second. Let's go to the bass ultra. So you've got distortion and EQ on here. Basically, you've got down the bottom, you've got treble, high mids, low mids, and bass, and you've got selectable switches whether you want 250 hertz, 500 hertz, or 1 kilohertz for your low mids, or 750 hertz, 1.5 kilohertz, or 3 kilohertz for your high mids. You have a master volume. And then you also have a blend control to blend the drive in, and you have a level and a drive control here for that. Now you've got the attack switch here. Basically what the attack does is you can cut the higher frequencies on the way into the distortion. So whether you want to boost high frequencies, cut high frequencies, or keep them flat. And then you've got a grunt switch, which is the low frequencies. You can boost low frequencies, cut low frequencies, or keep them flat. You have the filter blend, which relates to when you turn the blend control up and down, if it just does a balance thing, or if it also adds or subtracts different frequencies as you blend it in. Let's have a quick look. So basically without the distortion, if you turn it on, so without it, so I'm just going that now straight into, oh actually let's use it with this. Let's go back to channel 1 and clean it up as much as we can. Let's turn the EQ off. So this is the amp, this is clean now, right? Now let's turn this on and let's check out the EQ. Again, it's so much, nice bottom end too. And maybe if you add some low mids. I like that sort of palm muted sound, and to me that does a really good job at kind of enhancing that sound. You can change where the low mids. I quite like the 250K. Boost the bass a little bit. Maybe let's get rid of some of the high mids. Again, let's just check out where they sit. Let's go to 5 o'clock. So if you want that kind of really high-end spank, I quite like those mids. Again, so maybe let's boost both those mids and the bass, cut a little bit of the treble. Versus, I quite like that sound. Maybe a little bit more treble. We can boost the level a bit. Now, if we kick in the distortion, So let's crank the drive. There's a lot of sort of high-end fizz there. Maybe what we can do is we can cut the high end going into the drive. Then maybe what we can do is we can boost the treble a bit. Maybe it's we're boosting the low end. Maybe let's have flat low end. That's starting to sound quite good. Let's boost the level up a bit. I know I play bass like a guitar player because I am a guitar player. Let's check out the blend control. The blend filter, we can turn it. So now basically when you go this way, you're just getting rid of the distortion basically. So turning it up, you're blending in. Now it's full distortion. If you go the other way, you just have a little bit of distortion, mostly well, you're still hearing all the EQ, but mostly the non-distorted sound. I think that actually sounds pretty good. Maybe let's go a bit. That direct attack without the drive, and then just a little bit of drive sitting on top of it. If you want full drive, I'm a guitar player. Then you can change, you can turn a filter blend to ultra. Now what it does, as you turn it down, it actually changes the sound in other ways. So it applies a filter to the blend. This is pre-release, I don't have a manual, so I didn't quite, I'm not exactly sure what it does. But it's two different filter settings and off for a filter that's applied on the blend. To me it has something to do with the mids, because that sounds really scooped. Then we can add some chorus to it. Well, let's turn this off for now. Keep it clean. Let's quickly check the chorus out. So the chorus, you've got an amount, a rate, bass and treble control, and you've got the XO over. XO is basically a crossover switch. If it's up, you get full chorus. If it's down, it basically sets a crossover where it lets bass content, low frequency content through that's unaffected and only affects higher frequencies. So let's check it out. Louder. Again, less drive. Let's clean it up a bit more. Again, it's just a Twin Peaks thing. I don't know if it's the right key. But that little bit of modulation, it's a nice sounding chorus. So bass and treble, you give it more bass and treble content. Rate, turn it up, it gets faster. It's sort of a asymmetrical wave. Interesting sort of wave sound. And then if you take that off, it's full chorus. I quite like it, but personally I like it on a sort of lower amount, lower rate, with the crossover on, or the same thing. I mean, that's that. And of course, you change the IRs, the dynamic IRs around, you get completely different sounds. Or not completely different sounds, but tons of different sounds. So what I want to now quickly do at the end of this video is check out how it sounds on guitar. Alright, and I'm back, and I'm using this rather interesting guitar, which is Halberd, my Partsguitar, made together with Partscaster Concierge, who made this rather amazing walnut body, which is super cool. Robert Graves aluminium neck and Robert Graves THRD or third tunable resonant harmonic device tailpiece, which is rather cool. Mastery bridge and 2 pickups by Mr Glyns pickups. This is the Drake, which is his Doom pickup, and you can watch a video on that up here. And I put a link, there's a playlist of how I put this guitar together, and I put that in the description below as well. This is tuned to C standard tuning, and with the same sound I just had before, it sounds like this. Now, this is much hotter than the bass, so let's turn the input gain down a bit. Let's turn the input gain on the interface down a bit too. Now, I think this sounds pretty cool for low-tuned guitars. So again, if we go to the... actually, let's keep that cabinet, but let's change the other bass cabinet to a guitar cabinet. Going to change it to a 4x12. What about... I always like the Angle XXL 4x12, E412 XXL. Let's just change it to that, right? So we've got now a bass cabinet, 115 and 410 in one, and a 4x12 guitar cabinet. Now, it's a bit dark, right? Let's turn this thing on again. Let's kick the treble up a bit. The mids were nice too. That sounds pretty cool. Let's try that same sound now with that boost again. That sounds pretty cool. Let's turn it off for a second. Let's go here. Let's go to input 2, which is all crank. I think I like that better down. That. Let's turn that thing on again. It's not super tight, but I think it sounds good. Let's go back to channel 1, which is again cleaner. And try it again with the boost. I like that. That sounds really good. Let's try. Actually, let's move it right up the front and turn it off for a sec. And let's try, because why not? Let's try Fuzz. I think that sounds great. Let's do the old, I love the ping pong delay, just on a default setting. Great stereo image. I think it sounds pretty cool on guitar as well. I mean, that was the 400. And I think it's pretty cool. I'm not a bass player, I'm a guitar player. I play bass when I do record stuff at home. I don't gig on bass or anything like that. I know very little about bass. Please excuse my bass playing. But I just enjoy some of the sounds. I really like it. I love the little my Mustang bass with flat ones on it. I think it's a great little bass. To me, it sounds really, really cool. If you want to see more on this stuff, let me know in the comments below. I'll see if I can do some more videos. But yeah, check it out. I think the bass ultra pedal, I should have done it on guitar too. If you want to see a video with the bass ultra pedal on guitar, let me know in the comments and the chorus. But I think the amp sounds cool. Lots and lots of different tonal options, especially that EQ is super powerful. Two differently voiced channels. With the power amp thing, you can go to completely different tonal qualities as well. Different cabinets will give you completely different sounds as well, and then moving the mics around and changing mics. I mean, this could be a video that could go on for hours and hours and hours. Try to keep it as short as I can. It's already, I don't know, 40 minutes or something like that. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to Two Notes for providing this. I want to put up a playlist of all the Two Notes stuff, which you can watch here. Please make sure to subscribe, and yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.